Hello everyone, it's Lindsay, and today I am back with a look at the newest release from ByTheWell4God. This is Pure in Heart. We will be working through this release during the month of November 2023. Now I did get the release a little early, so I'm trying to plan this so that it will be up on my channel when the kit is available. I'm sure you've already seen many unboxings from the rest of the team, but I decided to go ahead and hold on to mine until the kit is available. That way, if you are watching this and it's close to the month of November 2023, I mean, if it's like 5 years from now, then it's not going to be in the shop most likely. But anyways, you can just jump down to the description box and the links will be there. You can get to shopping. You can even, open a second tab. And as you see things that I'm sharing, put your cart together and then go shop. I am going to be putting timestamps like I usually do down in the description box. So if there's specific things that you want to see, you can jump around the video and see that. So let's dive right in. So like I said, this is Pure in Heart. Everything will be linked down below for you guys. And kicking it off, we're going to take a look at the thank you card. And this just kind of gives you a brief look at what the devotional topic is going to be for this month. Now, I have already gone ahead and read through the devotional. That's also why I kind of held off and didn't film it the second it landed on my doorstep, because I like to take some time to read through the devotional before I do the unboxing if I can. And so I actually took it to school with me, carried it around campus, reading it in between classes so I could prepare for this unboxing. But I'll go ahead and just read through what they have here. I believe it was Tom from ByTheWell4God that wrote the devotional content this month, and it is really good. I really enjoyed reading through it. He says, I read a sermon that began with a beautiful word picture that visualizes someone standing on a promontory jutting out over the sea far below a sheer cliff. The sermon imagines the vertigo someone would experience standing in such a place and compares it to the feeling he gets when he considers the sixth beatitude. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Matthew 5:8. The author, Gregory of Nyssa, son of a speech and debate consultant, lived in the 4th century. His insights into the 6th beatitude and how the preceding 5 support the 6th is valuable to understand. We're glad you're joining us with this month as we discover what it means to be pure in heart. So as Tom shares there, the devotional content is focusing on the beatitudes that we find in Matthew chapter 5. Many of us have probably done studies through that section of scripture, but I would highly encourage you to give this devotional a look at, a purchase, a work through, because there were some really, really good things that Tom pulled out. Lots of word studies. There's lots of historical information in there to kind of support what is being taught through those specific beatitudes. I love the way that he approached this devotional. So he had found a sermon from Gregory of Nyssa, and again, he is a 4th century theologian. 4th century, so way, we're talking the 300s, right? And so I love this because he was so inspired by the sermon, and so he kind of used that as his jumping off point for the devotional content. And so it's just a really neat perspective, and I think it's so neat to go back and look at those older theologians. I absolutely love day 1 of the devotional, and specifically what he talks about how, those of us today think that we are smarter than those in the past, right? Because we have technology and all these advancements, but it's not necessarily the case in some things. And so I loved it. I can't gush enough about the devotional. It is fantastic. So I just want to say, if you've worked through Beatitudes and think, okay, I don't need this kit because I've worked through that, I would encourage you to give this one a go, because he definitely pulls out some things that I hadn't studied before. And like I said, lots of historical context to support the text, lots of word studies in there. It's a good one. So we haven't even opened up the devotional kit yet, and I'm already gushing, you guys. This is a good one. So on your thank you card, you're also going to have all the information about where to find ByTheWell4God here online. So whether that's on their social media, their email list. There is a Facebook group that is very active. I am not active on Facebook. I mean, next to nothing at all am I on Facebook. I have intentions to be on there more and be active in those groups, but there's not enough time in the day. But if you are a Facebook girl, head on over to the Facebook group. It's just an awesome group of ladies over there that encourage each other and share. And then many of the team members get in there and share their videos. Again, I wish I was better about doing that. I just am not. You know where to find me here on my channel. But they're good about posting their videos or what they're working on. And so I would encourage you to check that out if you are, on Facebook. And then there is a hashtag for this month. It is ByTheWell4God. ByTheWell4God, _ pure in heart. So you can either follow that tag, or anytime you post anything with this release, use that tag. And that just helps encourage those of us in the community. As we search that tag, we can see how other people are working through the content, and just kind of curate your feed a little bit. You can follow hashtags. So maybe just follow the hashtags you want to see and purge your feed of all the nonsense and yuck that is out there, and just have enjoyable, fun things, right? That is okay to have on social media. On the back of your thank you card, you're going to get a little sneak peek into next month's kit. So this kit will be releasing around the 21st of November. I don't have an exact date yet, but it's usually about the third week of the month. They'll be releasing this. Let Heaven and Nature Sing. So you get a peek into what the content's going to be about, and then the graphics. So you can kind of start thinking ahead a little bit, but I'm not ready to go there yet. I am ready to work through Pure in Heart. So with your thank you card, it's tucked into your little bag of goodies. I kind of try to use that as like a surprise, though I'm sure some of you keen-eyed folks will see some of the things in there, but depending on how much you order, let's see, every order you get a goodie bag, no matter what the size of your order is, but $50 and up receives like all the jumbo goodies that are in there, 75 and up. And if you're the first, they have early bird. So 75 and up, during the new kit release, there is an early bird goodie. That was previously the 300 goodie, but I think it may be more than that they're doing now. And so, just depending on how much you spend, there's various different freebies that you get. You get what you get. You don't throw a fit. That's what we say around here at my house. But they're just super, super generous and give you lots of fun goodies. And so I know there's a lot of ladies, especially in the team. We'll get our team kit, and then later on in the month, we might place like a smaller order for some other things, stocking up on some things. And so those, you get like another free goodie baggie with all kinds of fun things in there. So it's just very generous of them. I'm going to go ahead and scoot things over so we can kind of focus in chunks here. We're going to start with the devotional kit. If you can only get one thing from the release, this is what we recommend that you get, because it does have the devotional content, which is the most important part of this release. Of course, all the other stuff is fun and pretty, and you can do all kinds of things with it, not just Bible journaling. We can do scrapbooking and card making and mixed media and journaling. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you can do with the crafty supplies, but the devotional content alone, if you're looking at the cost of the kit and you're thinking, I don't need all of the stuff, still the value that you are getting in the devotional content, I believe, is more than worth the cost of the kit. And then pass along the goodies, maybe to your kiddos, who knows what, but the devotional content is fantastic. So like we've seen from months past from ByTheWell4God, it is a 14-day devotional. The idea is that you take a day to read through everything, study everything for that day, and then the next day come and do your creative journaling. And doing it in that fashion would take you through an entire month of the study. I'm a sit and do it all at once kind of gal. So I have gone ahead and highlighted. So yours doesn't come highlighted like this. I've gone through and highlighted all the scriptures. So that way you can see there is just so much scripture in this devotional. I mean, that's amazing and super, super important. And it goes not just New Testament, even though we're looking at Matthew chapter 5, there is plenty of Old Testament to help support the New Testament. And so that's one thing I really like, that all of the writers at ByTheWell4God are really good about using scripture to further support scripture to not translate, but interpret scripture to interpret scripture. You guys, it's the end of the day. It's the end of my week. It's been a long week. So I like that there's plenty of scriptural references in here. And like I've been mentioning in the last couple unboxings, don't forget to utilize the bibliography in the back here. Right out the gate, Tom suggests that you look up this sermon from Gregory. So he gives you that information so that you can find it. He does also give you that information on the day, so you can look it up online and find it and read through it. It's great support to the devotional. I haven't read through it yet, but I will be reading through that. But this just gives you some really good resources, websites, books, articles, things like that the writers of these devotionals have utilized while they're putting together the devotional. And so this just kind of gives you some other resources if you want to, kind of dive deeper into the topic, or if you yourself are looking for just some more study tools to have, at your fingertips. You might want to take advantage of some of these resources back there. So pure in heart, just like it says, we will be focusing in on the 6th beatitude is kind of the standout beatitude that he has us looking at, and he's pushed that towards the back of the devotional. So we'll go through all of them, but pure of heart is coming from that 6th beatitude. So you guys, it's just, I can't say enough about it. You need to just get it and work through it. It's super good. I do want to stop for just a second and share, I will have a flip through of last month's devotional. And I wanted to show this to you because this is kind of how I work through these devotionals right now. Just with everything going on in my life, I still plan on Bible journaling. I still love Bible journaling, but this is working a little bit better for me, is deconstructing these booklets. So here's to give you an idea of what it looks like coming out of the package. This is what happens to it after I put it together. So I go through and rip it apart, create all kinds of fun inserts to then coil bind into the devotional. Yes, I had a oops. Oopses happen. Sometimes the sticker goes down wonky. It's okay. So I will be having, I'm not sure if this flip through will be up by the time this video goes up. If it is, I'll have it linked down below. And either way, I'll come back and link it down below once I have this uploaded. But you can see how I use all the different elements from the release to then create a journaling devotional, basically. So, that gives you an idea of what what it looks like. So I'll be doing the same thing with Pure in Heart. So there is the devotional. It is sized to standard traveler's notebook size, which is roughly like 4 1/4 by, I think it ends up being like 8 1/8 or 8 1/4 inches tall, is what these are. Then in your devotional kit, you get all of these goodies to help you creatively work through the devotional. So we like to say that you don't really need anything outside of the devotional kit other than like a pen or a pencil, glue stick, paintbrush, and like maybe some tape if you'd rather use tape. So very, very, very basic minimal supplies needed. Oh, and an ink pad or markers for the stamp set. But it really doesn't take much to work through these devotionals. So starting off, you have your verse cards. This has the key verse from the devotional, Matthew 5:8. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. So we're going to pick that apart, really look at all the pieces of it and dive into what that really is saying there. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. I really love how he goes into there. And then you've got 2 bow clippies, and you're going to see lots of fall colors. We are ready for fall. I'm going to be hiking in Yosemite next weekend, and I am so, so excited. I've been seeing photos that people have taken in the fall there, and I cannot wait to see the fall colors. I know we don't get them here in the West like they do back East. You guys are very blessed back there, but we get a unique fall here in California too. So fall colors, bow clippies, you can leave them as is. I like to deconstruct them and use the fabric bits. I can actually show you. One of the ways I do that is just by creating little like tabs, little flags on things. So I cut it down. I'll cut this into like thirds or half, rip it, and then just create little tab pieces so that I can grab a hold of things and pull them out. So that's actually one of the main ways that I use the fabric from the kits, is that way right there. But you can use them as clippies as well. Next up, we have the Ephemera pack. So you get 27 Ephemera paper pieces, and then there is a texture in here as well. So the texture this month is burlap. I think that could be kind of expected with the whole fall theme. Burlap just fits in with fall, right? So you can use this as is, cut it apart. You could use this as those little pull tabs. I would even like pull strings off and make it like very ruffly. And then maybe you could use strings as textures behind your paper piece clusters. So I like that they give you a texture in there to explore with and play with. That way not everything is just flat, papers and stamping and stickers. You get something fun in there as well. So that is the texture this month. And then you've got your 27 paper pieces. It does have like a fall farmhouse type feel with the graphics this month. So you've got these larger kind of door elements. I am sure there are tons of stamps and things from our stashes that we can use to kind of play off of this architectural kind of feel here. Those are so pretty. Love this one with the plants. You'll see lots of plants, lots of pumpkins, you know, fall leaves, all the standard fall things, right? Little bouquets. These bouquets are so pretty. I know Jessa is probably so excited. There's so much orange. I'm not usually an orange girl, but I like orange in the fall and this like earthier orange. This is so pretty. Clocks and mason jars with little lights. I know that there's some past stamp sets from By the Well that have the lights and mason jars and things like that. I won't be doing a what's in my cart video because I just do not have time in my life right now, but shop your stash. I'm sure you have things that will coordinate with the kit this month. So lots of just, you know, farmhouse. If you go to Hobby Lobby in the farmhouse section, that is the feeling that we're getting with the, oh, and for all you pumpkin spice latte lovers, I'm more of an apple caramel than a pumpkin spice, but but you got that in there. So little mason jars, just really cute. Graphics, love this with the fireplace. We are not quite that cold here yet. We're like 95 still today, but you know, that's California living. Oh my gosh, the chickens. Oh, how adorable. And the succulents, and oh, that is fun. Love it. Super cute graphics this month. Oh, and you've got little armchairs. So, I mean, I'm calling into mind, I know there's a stamp set that has like a girl sitting in the armchair. We've got plants and mason jars and light bulbs. So shop the stamp section of ByTheWell4God. Yes, there are some new stamps I'll be sharing with you. But, you know, shop your stash. So you probably have some things that would coordinate really well with this release. Speaking of stamps, here's the stamp set for this kit. So it is a 4x6 clear stamp set. It does come in this nice packaging to store it in. So you can store these standing upright in a basket. That's how I do mine. Or drawer, or just in the baggie. But you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 larger stamps in the stamp set. You've got one of those little like cupcake tier stands with some little elements in there. You've got some mason jars with art supplies on a little shelf or in a tray. And then you've got a like breakfast in bed tray and then some fruit in a teapot. So here's a look. I thought this was, because when I saw this, I was like, how am I gonna use this? Like, it's cute, but what practical, how am I gonna use this? And so of course I flip it over and they've got it for you. How cute is this? So using the tile alphas, which I will show you later on in this video, creating different titles on the board. How adorable is that? So creating your titles, you could even maybe stamp this on like an index card and then run it through your typewriter and type in this space if you wanted to. And then you could go in and, you know, I would probably paint and do all that first and then run it through my typewriter. But, you know, just making this like a journaling card basically out of this element. I like that idea. And then just some fun elements to utilize as you're working through the kit. So I thought that was a really cute, kind of unique stamp for that set. And I'm glad that they put a suggestion on the back because I would not have thought of that. All right, so then this is your little bundle of goodies that comes in your kit as well. So here is going to be your watercolor card sampler. So you get 6 samples of Daniel Smith watercolors on this card. There are directions on the back if you've never used one of these before. Very, very, very simple. Just water, paintbrush activates the paint, colors that coordinate with the kit. If you're wanting lighter, more washed out colors, you're just going to need to add more water. These are very, very, very pigmented. I'm trying to see, yes, Blue Apatite, Genuine. I love the ones with the little P in a circle. That's their Primatech line. The Primatech line is made from ground up minerals and gemstones. And so they just have really unique properties to them. So I always look for those. Those are my favorite. But ooh, Shadow Violet. I don't know if we've seen that one recently. So, and some of them are just good. You know, Naples Yellow, that's one I use again and again and again and again. It's a color I reach for. Probably should order the whole tube of, which they do sell the full tube. So if you find that there is a color that you are using quite frequently, this might be a good way to build up your watercolor palette. Don't go out and just buy all the colors all at once because there are a lot of colors you most likely won't use. So this is nice because you get to play around, explore, find what colors that you like, and then start to invest in those particular colors and kind of build out your palette that way if you find that you really enjoy watercolor. So I like that they include that. Next, you have your kit sticker. So this is a white opaque sticker. It's not a vinyl sticker. I want to point that out because I would be really sad if somebody put this on a water bottle and then it just fell apart. So I like to point that out. Not that it's a bad thing. It's a key point to point out. But you can use this on the front of like notebooks, journals, use it in a entry, use it in the front of your Bible to indicate what devotionals you work through in that particular Bible. Lots of different ways to utilize those. Next, you've got your stickers. So you get 2 clear sticker sheets. So these are transparent stickers, so you can see through them. They're going to melt right onto the page so that you can see the text through them. Just keep in mind some of these darker images will be a little bit more difficult to see the text if you lay it over text. But something like this, it's going to look like you painted directly on your Bible page, and you didn't. It's just going to blend right in. And I love that they utilize every little bit of space. So even the branding is cut out as stickers if you wanted to use those on tabs or something like that. But then they have all these little pieces kind of nestled in. So you've got some larger elements on here. This sheet has got your floral clusters, a little lantern, and then your washi. So you've got 5 different washi samples. Now these are clear sticker, not washi stickers. So they don't tear like washi tape, but they still have the kind of overall look of washi tape. I love this one. And keep in mind, when you purchase the kit, you will also get a digital file that has the graphics from the devotional kit. So, all the things that you see on the sticker sheets, the ephemera pieces. So if you wanted to print out more of this for personal use, you certainly can with those digitals, or resize things, or, manipulate them for personal use, however you want to. But like, look at this whole scene on that strip. That is so, so cute. And the little truck. Love it. So those are the clear stickers. Next, we have the journaling cards. So you get 3 3x4 journaling cards, Matthew 5:11 through 12, Matthew 5:10, Matthew 5:9. So of course, looking at the Beatitudes, right? That should be expected. I love when they do these journaling cards with the scenes like this. How beautiful. I'm expecting Yosemite to kind of look like this, maybe. We'll see. Hopefully I'll have pictures to post. But you've got these really, really pretty scenes. And then on the back, there are like very faint journaling lines in the scene on the back. So you can create like little tip-ins, tuck them into things. I like to tuck these into pockets and things. Or it's kind of working out because then I can show you different ways that I use things. So instead of using like a blank index card as a place to write on a patterned paper, you could also do it like this. So let's say you didn't necessarily want that verse. Maybe you're using it in a different spot. Maybe you've already journaled that verse in your Bible, just adhering it straight down. And then that gives you a spot to journal on, and kind of breaks up the background a little bit. Or, tucking it in to pockets and things like that. This pocket's actually made from the mini file folders, which I'll show you here in a few minutes. So there are the journaling cards. Next up, we have the stickers. So you get a set of alphas and numbers, and it's that floral pattern in the background there. There is a coordinating stamp set, or 2 coordinating stamp sets, outliner and caffeinated outliner. Sorry about that. The whole family's starting to get home and Mabel is going nuts. So anyways, there are stamp sets that coordinate with these letters. So if you want to have a stamped outline to the letters, you can check out those stamp sets. But these are opaque white stickers. You've got plenty of every letter. There is ampersands, punctuation. There's even some little wonky hearts in there. Really, really great. And then there is a set of coordinating numbers. There are enough numbers here to number each day of the devotional. And so that's what I did this time. Since I cover up the title and use title stickers, which I'll show you, I came in and added the numbers just to number the days. Not that it matters. I mean, I don't care when I'm working through it, but that was one way that I decided to use those number stickers. So, or you can use them as verse addresses. This was a change they made last month. So rather than getting 2 sets of numbers, they're giving you a set of shapes. So this month we're getting these stamp stickers with the different Beatitudes on there, verses, and then those beautiful scenes. So I love that they are doing that. That is much more useful for me. I was not using both sets of the number stickers. I just wasn't using that many numbers. And so it's nice to have something a little bit different in there. And then even the packaging is usable. So you've got this really pretty print. Keep this in mind. We'll see this here in a few minutes in one of the other products, this pattern in the background there. And then you have this really pretty background. You could even cut this out and use this as a background in your like 2-inch margin Bible. That would be really pretty. So, even the packaging can be used. So there's a look at everything that's in the devotional kit. That's the Pure in Heart devotional kit, which is available now. I'll have it linked down below for you guys. You can go grab that. But I do want to share some of the other coordinating goodies if you want some additional things to use while you journal through the kit. So I have sectioned this out so that everything you see here is what comes in the bundle. So if you order the bundle, you get the devotional kit plus everything in this pile. There are some add-on things that are separate from the bundle. So if you order the bundle, keep in mind there are some things that aren't in the bundle. So bundle includes all this, or you can order these things a la carte individually. You don't have to order the bundle, but I know there are a lot of people out there that are just like complete collection syndrome, right? You need all of it. And there is a lot. I did this whole book using lots of the add-ons and extras, and I still have like an abundance of leftover afterwards. So there's quite a bit here for journaling. There are 2 sets of flashcards. So they are different words between the 2 sets. This set is going to be different shades of wood grain as the background. And then this set is florals in the background. Nice. They're fixing the roads near us. So cars honking, just exactly what I need, right? So these, they try to package in order as they appear in the devotional content. So these are words and scripture from the different days of the devotional. So I like to go through and right out of the get-go, coordinate the days. That way when I go to create for that day, I know what cards go with that day. If that makes sense. I like to like paperclip them or put them in a little file folder. So these are great just for layering elements, but they're also really good for word studies. And there are several word studies, like little mini word studies in the devotional content this month. Not like in-depth to the extent like I do my word study Wednesday videos, but they are kind of a good like just brief overview of the original language of the word that then can encourage you to go in and do a deeper study. I find it very interesting to see like other areas of the Bible where those words are used and if they're used in a similar way or a different way. One of the ones that Tom addresses is the word peacemaker, and how infrequently that word appears in the original language that it is in the particular verse that he is looking at. And so just very interesting things. So like I said, between the 2 sets, they are different words. You don't have to do word studies with them. You can just use them as layering elements. They are just kind of muted, printed on the back, but it does give you room to journal. So what I did is I just made lots of little tuck spots. Like this one here was like a little envelope. So then I can pull these out and do the word study on the back and then tuck it in. Obviously, I've gotten as far as putting it together, but not working through it yet. That will happen. So that is one way that I like to use the verse cards. So you get both sets of those in the bundle. Next, we have the journaling cards. So these are 3x4 journaling cards, and I believe they are all different images. Yes. Okay. So these are beautiful. Like I said, I love when they do the journaling cards that are scenes like this. It gives me hidden journaling, which I appreciate. So if I put this on a page, put a little bit of washi tape here, you would just look at this as a scene. You wouldn't necessarily know to like flip it over and look for journaling. And so I can kind of hide some of my more private prayers or journaling notes or things like that. That doesn't pertain to everybody. Not everybody has public Bibles like I do. But I don't know. I like these beautiful scenes that then become a focal point on your page without having to do a lot of work, but then double as, a useful space that you can add journaling on. So like I said, these are 3x4, 3 inches by 4 inches. And they're just beautiful little scenes. On the back, it's just dot grid. Some of them have like a linen texture printed. How beautiful are these? So pretty. I love the like grays and neutrals with the orange. I think it just makes the orange feel not as aggressive. Yes, like I said, I'm not typically an orange girl, but the orange of this is really pretty. This waffle knit print, you'll see that in another product. And I believe Taryn, Wonderfully Made Handcrafting, she in her unboxing shows some tips for that product if you want to check that out. So there are those scenes. So you get, I believe, 12 journaling cards in the journaling card set. Really excited to use those in the devotional. Those are going to be really great little statement pieces tucked in there. Next, we have the labels. So you're going to get 5 sheets of label stickers. These are that opaque white label, dot grid, line grid, journaling lines, just solid colors. I mean, there's a little bit of like a texture printed, but not too much. It's pretty neutral. So those are nice. If I'm going to be layering these over the top of like a lot of things, like a lot of ephemera or texture behind it, I'll usually stick the sticker on some cardstock and then cut it out. It is nice that it's thin. It doesn't add a lot of bulk to your Bible. But if you're going to be putting it over a lot of chunky stuff, you may want to reinforce it. And so I don't throw this trash away. This becomes my scraps that I then stick my stickers on and create like ephemera out of the stickers. So I also like to run these through my typewriter. It's a matte finish on them, so they're very easy to type on, write on, all that goodness. So there are the pure labels. Next up, we have alpha stickers. So here is where I said the tile alphas that go with that stamp set right here. So this, you can see, you can fit quite a bit on that stamp with the tile alphas. I really love that. So there are 5 sheets of the tile alphas in colors that coordinate with the release. It does look like it's a little bit of like a wood grain texture in the background there. Letters, numbers, and punctuation on the tile alphas. And then the clear alphas, you get 7 sheets of these. This one here is that same print as the sheet of alphas that's in the devotional content or the devotional kit. But these are clear stickers, transparent stickers. So these are going to blend right into your background. But if you've got like a really crazy, busy, wild background, that is where the labels come in handy. So I like to mount these stickers on the labels. That kind of helps, you know, separate them from the background, or, you know, putting them on a piece of cardstock, something like that. So this one has like a little bit of like a concrete texture almost printed on it, but the rest of them are pretty solid. This one has like a little bit of a speckly texture. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, there is a little bit of texture in there. I love this gray. It's one of my favorite colors. And that green, I just love all the earthy colors. That's why I love fall. Fall, I get all of my favorites. It's all the earthy colors. And that's a good one there. So like I said, there is the outliner stamp set and caffeinated outliner that coordinates with this font as well, if you want to stamp outlines on those. Especially for the lighter colors, like that orange. Was there a yellow in there? Or like this one here. Sometimes this color can be a little bit tricky to see on the Bible page. On your white pages and things, it would be very easy to see, but I like to go in and outline just to really solidify those letters. And so that's where that stamp set comes in handy if you're shaky like I am. So there are those. Next up, we have the journal sets. Now I need to correct something because last month's unboxing was the first time that I highlighted the bundle that they do, and I misspoke. So I said that you only get 1 set of journals. That's not true. You actually get both set of journals. So there are 2 sets, journal set 2 and journal set 1. They are sets of 2. So there's 4 journals total in 2 sets. Does that make sense? You get both of them in the bundle. I don't have both of them. I just have journal set number 2 here. Very, very cute and pretty. These are just blank traveler's notebooks, same paper and cardstock that they use for the devotional booklet. The inside here is this pattern muted. So this gives you some additional space to create, or if you like the idea of this like deconstructed notebook, but are not a fan of actually destroying the original devotional, you could do something very similar with one of these. You can take out the staples, take it all apart, add in all your fun papers, do all your fun journaling, and then bind it like I did here. So that is one thing that you could do with these, especially for those of you who are not totally on board with, journaling directly in your Bible. That's a great alternative way to, still do the creative process and the note taking and all of that, but have it in a different medium. So these are also just good for your note taking, sermon notes, grocery lists, writing notes for articles that you're writing. These are all the various things that I have used them for. But like I said, you get both sets in the bundle, or you can order them individually. Next up, we have the stencils, and there are some really good ones. Good ones this month. You got to know that this one, I'm going to put it on here just so you can see it a little bit easier. But it is scattered leaves. I'm gonna love it, love it, love it, love it. I love this size. I have a couple leaf stencils, but they are much larger leaves, so I like that this is a smaller scale. It is a repeating pattern, so you'll see this leaf actually finishes over here, so you can layer this up and do a larger background if you want to. This one would be really good for that dry embossing technique that I do, where I run this through my die cutting machine with paper and emboss the texture onto the paper. This would be a good one for that. It's a good one. So that's scattered leaves. Next, you have a farmhouse ceiling. So here's where I was saying about that pattern you were going to see. That is the pattern. Is it the pattern? Similar pattern. It's not this pattern. Similar to that. To like tile pattern. And you can kind of repeat this, build it out. So it is a larger scale square. Let me tell you what this is in case you're curious. I'm going to guess 3. Oh, 3 1/4. I'm getting good. By 3 1/4. 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 square is the size of each one of these squares, just to kind of give you an idea of the scale of that. But you could repeat that into a pattern. This would be really, really fun with that technique that I've done a few times. And if you follow Tim Holtz, I'm sure you've seen it from him, using crackle paste. And I think I did not order new crackle paste. Did I order new crackle paste? Oh, I did. Good, because my crackle paste, these pastes will dry out no matter how you store them, no matter, side squirrel. He recommends to put the press and seal plastic. I'm going to hope this isn't moldy. Press and seal plastic down in there, and you push it down to push out all the air, and it does prolong your paste. But a couple weeks ago, I opened some of mine and they were just all dry. Summers are rough here. We do not have air conditioning. So, things dry out. So anyways, my crackle paste had dried out. So I got a new tub of it, but I've not opened it yet. But I will open it for this stamp set. So there's a technique where you could put the crackle paste through the stencil and then add embossing powder over it, let it dry, let it crackle, and then heat set your embossing powder. And it creates this really neat, like broken tile mosaic look through a stencil like this. So if that's something you would like to see, maybe in an upcoming live video, leave a comment down below. I did not have a live last Friday, but there will be one, not when you're seeing this video Friday, but the next Friday. I don't know. It will be posted here on YouTube when the next live is. But if that's something you want to see in the live, leave me a comment down below. So that's farmhouse ceiling. And then last for stencils, we have dahlias. So again, let's see. Is this a repeating? I'm trying to just look. I'm not Yes, looks like it's a repeating, but you've got to like build it out. So this piece connects here, and then this will finish off those, I believe, if I'm looking at it. Nope, I might be wrong. It might not be repeating. We may have to play with this one, but dahlias, this would be really pretty in like soft yellows and oranges in a background. Another good one for that crackle paste technique. I think it would be pretty with this one. Watercoloring through it, the texture on your paper with dry embossing. So lots of different ways that you can use these stencils. They're going to be very versatile. So of course for fall, but these ones aren't just specific to fall. These are ones that you can get quite a bit of use out of, which I appreciate with stencils. All right, next we have the papers, and I did not pre-do them, so give me just a second and I'll separate them out so we can see them a little bit easier. All right, so these are the 6x8 pattern papers. There's also a 6x6 option. However, the bundle gets the 6x8. So just so you know what you're getting there, but there is a 6x6 if that fits your creative style a little bit better. You get 3 sheets of each pattern, so there's 24 total papers in the pack. Is very nice quality paper, and typically the way they do do it is the front side of the paper, the A side is usually pretty heavily patterned or a scene, something like that. And then the B side of the paper is a more neutral. I mean, as you can see, as I flip it over, you can see the difference. So this is a little bit easier to write on or use kind of more as a muted background. These are like statement piece papers. And so this is like the foundation of my devotionals, other than the word, right? I cut these papers down. They are 8 inches tall, so they are just a little shy. You can see, so it's like what, 8 1/8 is, or 1/8 1/4 tall is the devotional. So it is a little short, but I'm okay with that. And then I cut it to about 4 1/4. And these become my in-between pages of my devotional. And so then I've got kind of some statement pieces. And then if it's really busy, then I, use a card, a journaling card, something like that, over it to kind of break it up. So that is a main way that I use these papers. And these ones are so pretty. This one, I don't know if I'm going to be able to cut that up because it's just so cute. So there's that one. Here's that farmhouse tile. Really love that one. There's the florals, those little mason jars and lights. These all, I know I'm going to see Lenora. Lenora loves to fussy cut. I wish I could just send everything to her to be fussy cut, but I could see Lenora fussy cutting these out. So you can use the paper in its entirety or cut out the individual little elements. This one, I hadn't seen these until I just opened it to show you guys. I love this with the typewriter font in the back. I can pull out Blessed. So it looks like it's the Beatitudes written in the background. So I love that with the fall leaves. Very, very, very pretty. You got white pumpkins. I know there's some of you out there that are the white and gray pumpkin people. And then this one here again has the Beatitudes kind of tone on tone, transparent over the top of this really beautiful scene. And in the back here, you've got a gingham, you've got that waffle knit, burlap, wood grain. Wood grains are always a favorite of mine. I have so many. I even bought, you guys, I bought 2 new wood grain embossing folders. As if I did not have enough wood grain things in my office, I needed more. It's a favorite. It's more burlap. There's the verses, some more wood planks, and then a plaid. So really, really beautiful papers this month. And if you're not into Bible journaling, if you're a card maker, if you're doing scrapbooking, pocket pages, things like that, these are good for that as well. So those are the 6x8 pattern papers. And then last but not least in the bundle are the stamps. And so I have the 5 of them here. I do not have the extras yet, because like I said, those have not been released yet at the time that I got this. So everything you're seeing here was sent to me by ByTheWell4God. The extras, I'll usually pick and choose what I want to purchase, but they did go ahead and send the 5. These 5 are available for a discounted price during the initial release of the devotional kit. So they're only available with the purchase of the kit. You'll see that when you go into the listing, it gives you as an option to add these on there. Depending on how many you purchase, you'll get them as low as $10 a piece instead of the $15, depending on how many you purchase. And then there are add-on stamps. I'll put pictures of those here. There are new ones. I think there's 3 different sets. I think 2 are 4x6, 1 is 6x8 inches. And then, so they've got those 3. Those are outside of the bundle. And those are full price, available in the shop. And then there are 2 retro stamps, or 2, one's a retro, one's a new. So they brought, Blessed Assurance was a retreat stamp from Taryn, Wonderfully Made Handcrafting's fall retreat that she just had. So I need to buy that one because I didn't go to the retreat, sadly. So there's that one. And then there is an older, I can't remember the name. Actually, it might be right in front of me. Let me see. Grateful in All Seasons. Grateful in All Seasons kit stamp. This is the one that has the truck. I have it on the screen. I don't know why I'm describing it to you, because post-editing Lindsay will be there putting that picture in there for you guys. Or post-filming Lindsay. There is a truck that you can fill with different elements from the stamp set. And so that actually was the kit stamp, like how this one is the kit stamp for this month's kit. That was the kit stamp for Grateful in All Seasons. They've never before released a kit stamp as an individual stamp. And so I know many of you have asked for that one. I have shown that one almost every fall when I do a kind of haul video or, you know, shop my stash, what's in my cart, that is one that I pull out. So if you missed that the first time around, because that's OG, that's like back in the day by the Well4God, they have released that one again, so you can pick that one up. So those are the extra stamps, but these are the 5 that release with the release. And once the first week of the release is over, they list these in the shop full price, whatever stock they have left at the end of the release. So diving right in, let's start with this one. This is Waffle Knit. This is the one I was telling you. I believe Taryn said she specifically requested this pattern. So it is a background pattern stamp. It looks kind of aggressive on the front, right? When you stamp it in black, you're like, I don't know about that. But depending on the colors, how like bits and pieces that you stamp it, this is a great texture stamp. I'm excited to use this one, excited to have more textures. I love using textures in the background. It's really great for mixed media, but you kind of get tired of the same ones over and over, right? You got like a crackle, you got a script, you know, just kind of some basics. This is one that I don't have anything like that yet. So that's 4x6 Waffle Knit. Next, we have Harvest Barns, the little chickens. Oh, in the weather vane, so cute. So you've got 2 large barns there. Love, this has like a little ad. Oh, it's a chicken coop. Oh my gosh. Oh, how cute. Look at the little chicken coop with the chickens. We're almost chicken people, guys. We bought a chicken coop at a yard sale. We just got to weatherize it this winter, and then hopefully next spring we will be chicken people. So chicken coop with little chickens, little barrel planter. That looks like some fencing. Or no, it's a bench. A little bench, weather vane, windmills. Super cute set there. This would be a good one for cards. I could see this one being used for card making because it's not, you know, fall specific. Depending on how you color it, you can make it that way, but it's just barnyard goodness. Finding Rest. This one has this really pretty fireplace and then, you know, elements that you can put around it. So you've got some logs. And then I like that they did this so that you can carry this through more than just 1 month. So there are items in here to give it fall, Thanksgiving, autumn, however you want to do, and then some winter Christmas. So you've got, you know, a stocking. You've got some little like baubles and greenery. Oh my gosh, and the little sleeping cat. That's probably for Anne and her cats. I'm sorry, I'm not a cat person. Not a cat person, more a dog person, but for you cat people, a cute little cat that can curl up in the armchair. I bet that's how they got it. So there's a look at how you can kind of piece those together and build out a scene. This gives you a good idea for using the pattern papers. So by stamping this stamp on one of the papers like this one here, and then cutting out the different elements, you can kind of piece together and build out your own image, paper piecing with stamping on pattern papers. I've done that in the past. If that's something that you would like to see again in a live video, leave a comment down below. That's something we can do in a live, but that is Finding Rest. Healing Leaves. Can't ever have with wood grain and leaves. Those are the 2 things I can never have enough of. Do I have a million leaf stencils, stamps, embossing folders, papers, handmade leaf, you name it? Yes, I do. But is there room for more? Yes. Because they're all different, right? So I love that these are like a smaller scale, again, smaller scale like the stencil, just pretty leaves. And these leaves, depending on how you color them, you know, can of course be fall leaves, but you can just do green in the springtime. They don't have to be fall colors. These are fun to do with the distressed spray stains. So I'll spray a bunch of different colors on a background, create this like, you know, fall color background, and then I stamp these and cut them out and create little ephemera leaves that way. I've even done that and then turn them into table decor. So I use some of the mica sprays. I know Jessa and Taryn are big on the mica sprays. These have the like glimmer and, you know, shine to them. So putting that on there, and then, oh, it's an old technique. If I have the video, I will post it down below. It's using, is it using Distress Refresher Spray? I think it's Distress Refresher Spray, if I remember right. I'm going to try to find that video. When you spray it on the paper, it kind of creates this like, I don't know, worn leather, like old paper feel to it. So I did that and then had those on my table. I will try to find that video for you guys. But this would be a good, this would be a good stamp set for that. All that to say, I may have used a die in that stamp set, or that video, but the stamps you just have to fussy cut out. Last but not least, there's autumn doors. So we saw all those doors in the journaling cards and throughout the release. And so this one here, you've got kind of a more like modern style door, and then, you know, cute little scene with all the little pumpkins. You've got a light post, little lantern, and then this is kind of a like older style stone entryway. Very, very beautiful. This one is one of those ones that would be pretty doing with Zig, real clean. I never can remember the name of them. These Zig, real color, clean color, real brush markers. Zig, clean color, real brush markers. I'm not on my A game today, guys. These are a like water-based, water-soluble marker. These do bleed through your Bible pages, so just be careful with that. I like to do this technique on a separate piece of watercolor paper or something like that. So you actually like paint on the stamp, so you can go in and paint different colors in, and then I like huff on it just to kind of add some moisture, or just give it a little spritz with water and then stamp it. And then when you go in with a wet paintbrush and when you touch the edges, it pulls that color out. And so then you can paint in the lines and create this really washy watercolor look. Again, I've done that in the past. I'm sure if you go to the search bar on YouTube, on my YouTube page and look up like watercolor pen or Zig pen, it should pull up the videos where I've done that. But again, if you want to see that again, leave a comment down below. We'll do that in a live video, but this stamp set would be a good one for that technique to give it that watercolor look. So that is everything that's included in the bundle, but there are some other things that you can grab as well. I have quite the slidey little pile happening over here. Okay. So next up we have the slides. So these they've been doing for a few months now. Really great option for those of you who do not have a die cutting machine to use that Tim Holtz die. These are a little bit differently shaped and detailed than the Tim Holtz die, so they don't work like interchangeably or together. They are different. But these are, you know, some of the same prints that we saw on the pattern papers, just kind of scaled down for these. And then they are just, you know, double-sided, and they are scored for you. So you can just fold them in half. That's probably not the easiest one to see, but I like to add the little stickers and things. So I've actually used one right here. So here's one of the slides. This one I actually, you're not going to be able to see probably, but I ran it through a texture folder that was like a cracked leather texture to it. And then I just put like a piece of dyed paper in the background, added one of the clear stickers, did a little bit of stamping, and that's it. It just creates this fun little, you know, not interactive, but little focal piece. I thought that I had another one in here somewhere to kind of give you an idea. You're getting a whole flip through there. There's another one. So using one of the smaller clear stickers and then doing that. It does have the hardware printed on it, so you don't even have to add hardware to it. Though I have also used some of the brads from Tim Holtz. Poke those through there if you want, you know, some hardware on there. I have also done, do I have one here? I don't think I have it right here. If you want like a see-through element, I've done those before. I just take an X-Acto knife and just cut out that back panel, and then you have like a completely, you know, see-through, let's pretend that's gone, see-through slide, and that's kind of fun to do with acetate or clear packaging or whatever in there. So you get a bunch. I think there's like 12 if I remember right. Are some other patterns that aren't in the the quilt pattern. Great way to use the pattern papers, cutting out little triangle shapes and creating your own quilt pattern. I'm sure you'll be seeing a ton of that from those of us on the team. I think we all were really inspired by that pattern. And so I'm sure you'll be seeing some quilt pieces in there. So there are the slides, just a fun ephemera piece to add in there. Speaking of ephemera, there is an additional pack of ephemera. So this is coordinating with the ephemera that's in the devotional kit. They do also sell that devotional ephemera pack from the devotional kit individually. So if you want an extra pack of those ones, you can do that. But this is different graphics. So there's 25 pieces in here. There's some more of like the barns and doorways. So just a little bit different, some additional pieces. I am excited because I'm looking at these. I like to go in and trim the border really, really up close to the image. And these look like they're pretty easy to fussy cut around. Last month was a little tough for me. I'm not going to lie. It was very intricate fussy cutting. You've got some additional chairs. Oh, like these. So these are a little bit more time consuming to fussy cut. And so, you know, there's nothing wrong with using it just as is. I'm just picky, but those are very, very, very pretty. I love the bouquets. Ooh, look at this one with the purples in there. Oh, I would love to see more of that deep purple. Some little leaves, more bouquets. So just different pieces than what's in the set that comes with the devotional kit. Love the little barrel planters. That is super cute little shed. These are fun letter boards with all the greenery. Oh, those are fun. I like those. Oh, and then there's that cabinet piece. So there are 25 pieces in there. There's no texture in the add-on ephemera. It's just ephemera. Next up, we have the mini file folders. There are 8 of these. So they are double-sided with different prints. So the way this works, depending on how you fold it, you get a different print peeking out. So you almost get like 2 for 1, depending on how you want to use it. So here are those pattern nice cardstock. They are already scored for you so that you can fold them really easy. And then the tabs, you know, are kind of offset. There's that quilt pattern. Are we not obsessed? Many of us on the team, when we saw this in the sneak peeks, were like going wild in the chat group for that. This is another conversation starter. There was somebody that thought that these were turkey legs. They are not. They are rain boots, not turkey legs. Somebody's ready for Thanksgiving, I think. I don't blame you. They are little wellies, as Lori called them. And then this, I like how they did this. So they've planned it out so that when you fold it in half, it's like nicely positioned where the pieces are. That attention to detail is so important to me as a designer. I'm going to school for graphic design. It's something I'm like really passionate about. Attention to detail like that makes a difference for me. Ooh, that's really pretty. Love that green. You've got the burlap and the gingham. So lots of different ways that I use those. I've used them a couple different ways in here. Trying to find, is that one of them? No. Here. So creating little pockets. So I just stapled at the top. So this is the folder. I'll pull everything out of there. So there's the folder. And then I just staple so it makes a little pocket. And then I added like an ephemera piece to the front of it. And then insert it into the coil. Not with these in there because you may potentially hole punch your cards, but then those will just tuck right in there. I will come back and add an additional staple to the bottom here. It looks like I actually punched through my staple, so that's impressive. But that is one way, and then another way is this way. So I actually cut this down. So you can cut these. Don't be afraid to do that. I used my trimmer and just cut down one side and then used my corner chomper to chomp new round corners. And then that way you can see here, it is thinner than the original file folder. So don't be afraid to edit and manipulate things to work for your project. But same thing, I just added some staples and then glued that directly to the page and then created a little pocket to stick my cards in. So, I mean, you can use them in lots of different ways. I've also made like little booklets out of them. You guys have seen those in the past from me. They're really, really a fun, interactive piece for your journaling. So there are the mini file folders. And then we've got stickers. So there's 2 different sticker sets. There are the mini stickers. There are 2 of each design. Let me kind of separate these out. And then there are 4 different sheets. So they're just, lots of the same images that we've seen, just scaled down and on clear sticker paper. These are great for planners or smaller journaling Bibles. Maybe you have a traditional Bible. It's not a journaling Bible. This one has those little trucks. So cute. So if you have a non-journaling Bible, these would be great in there. Like I showed you, I use these like in the inside of those slides. These little smaller pieces would be good for that. So lots of different ways that you can use these, or those little pocket Bibles. These are sized to fit in there as well. And then there is this set of add-on stickers. You've got some additional floral arrangements. And again, all of these are cut as stickers as well. And these are clear stickers. Lots of those trucks. So there gives you some inspiration with that stamp set, why they brought back that stamp set. It's a good one. Ooh, this one's fun with all of those. Oh, these are so pretty. So pretty. And then some additional washi. These are different than the washi's that are in the kit stickers. And then this is probably my most used page every month. So I go through, this is super extra. You do not need to do this, but I go through and white out the title of the devotional. Let me show you. So this here where it says, day 7 mercy, I go and just white that out. Is it perfect? No. I mean, in person, you can see the whiteout tape, but then I go in and add those, I'm a mess today, guys. These stickers, and it just creates a fun kind of focal point on the opposite side of the page that just aesthetically brings everything together in my notebook. Definitely not necessary, but these ones are really pretty. These ones have all those different like watercolor scenes in the background, and it's all the titles of each day of the devotional. So you've got all of those included. Different ways you can use these. You can use them on tabs, big fluffy tabs. You can use them as the title on your page. There are many different ways that you can use these outside of just using them in the devotional. But those are the add-on stickers. And then there is a set of verse cards. So there isn't like a gratitude, documented type project, but these could be used that way. So these are like separate theme than the devotional book. So it's with reverence and awe. So giving thanks to God in reverence and awe. Praise for God's character and creation. Oh, I like that. Praise for God's character and creation. Are they different? Gratitude for God's blessings. So yeah, so there's different sections or categories. All right, let's go through these guys because they're so pretty. They are, I believe, 4x4. Yes. All right, so my brain isn't totally broken today, guys. 4 inches by 4 inches. It does come with 2 like antiqued binder rings, so you can do them from the top, do them from the side, or you could also coil bind with the cinch machine if you wanted to. I would probably do like at least an inch coil. This is a 3/4 inch and it is too small for this project. I just ordered some 1 inch and 1 1/4 inch. This is 3/4 inch, so it's not going to be quite, it might work for these. You just have to test out, experiment. Anyways, all right, beautiful, beautiful cards. These are great for gift giving. So we've got praise for God's character and creation, and then a scripture that goes along with that. The back has, some of them, are just patterns. Some of them have place that you can write. So it looks like 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I went through and started counting. They're different categories and there's different number in each category. So it's not like it's set up like day 1, day 2, day 3, or week 1, week 2, week 3 for, working through the month of November. I know there's a lot of like journaling gratitude, month of thankfulness, those types of projects in the month of November. So it isn't structured that way. It's just kind of sectioned off by like theme and then or topic and then the verses that go with that. And there's just a variety of them and a variety of amount to them. So praise for God's character and creation. So you've got several in this one. Like I said, these are great for gift giving. putting these together and just having them ready to give as a gift to somebody, or working through them together with your family. If you're a homeschool mama, doing this as like a homeschool project with your kids, maybe verse memorization. These are all just single verses. So, oh, that's really pretty in the background there. So you could do, you know, verse writing, verse memorization. Then we go into gratitude for God's blessings. I like this because we're focusing our gratitude on God, not, you know, the stuff, not things, not, you know, yes, it's great that he gives us things to bring us joy in our lives, but we need to be giving thanks to God first and foremost. So giving thanks to him for his blessings and for his provision, provision and sacrifice. Look how pretty that is. Oh, these are just beautiful, you guys. And they're nice quality cardstock, so they kind of stand on their own if you had them like in, you know, some kind of display. Love the little chickens, fat little chickens. It's just really, really pretty set of verse cards. So if you're looking for a gratitude project, these would be great to do that. You know, you could do prayer, Thanksgiving, one for each day, write about it, journal about it, study that verse. So maybe you don't have it in you to do, you know, the devotional kit this month. I still would grab it because it's a good devotional, but maybe you're just wanting to focus on a gratitude project. These are separate from the devotional content. And there's some blank ones in the back. Oh, these are cute. I like that. Nice. I like that they added some blank ones in there. So you can cinch it, add it with rings, maybe add some fibers and some floof on there and create a little gift for somebody. These are just a really nice little side project or gift idea. Okay, in addition to all of this, there is a set of digitals. I hadn't received it yet, so I didn't pre-print it, but I'll try to put like a picture here. So if you order the devotional kit, you get a digital file with those graphics, but there is a separate printable that you can purchase that has some additional elements, papers, things like that. That is a digital file so that you can print it on whatever you want, however you want, for personal use. So there's a look at the full release, Pure in Heart. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those down below for me. Check out the description box for links to everything that I mentioned. Thanks for hanging with me for this long video. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And until next time, thank you so much. Bye-bye.